Hello again, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Cardboard Crawlers RC channel. Hope you're having a beautiful November day. It is gorgeous here at the Outdoor Amphitheater in Southern Pines, North Carolina. We've got two cliffhangers on deck for you today. Both of these are running Maz Designs version 1 chassis. The blue and white rig is on the Maz Portals, and the black rig is on just stock axial axles with a 6mm widening kit in it, like the axle kit with the spacers. That's what that one has. And then I don't even think there's a widening kit on the portals. It's just running that stock width portal, which is about a +6 already, with no widener in it. And the sweet little black and white buggy right here is running a FuryTech setup with the Lizard Pro and a full-size Komodo in this bad dude. And right now she's running some mini tires. Some of those, what are those? Goodyear Wrangler MTRs in about a 54mm, might be a 56mm. Don't quote me on that. And those are on my nephew Aaron's rims. And I'll be swapping those out. He needs bigger tires on his Gladiator because these little tires are so tiny. And I have this buggy like limited out, like the suspension's sucked way up into itself. And so a little difficult to drive out here in the rocks. She's a toughie, but you just get it lined up and she'll power on through. When in doubt, throttle out. 2S batteries on these, little tiny 350 on that, on the black and white buggy, and a little bit bigger. I think I have a 450 sitting in the blue and white one. It just is easier to, it'll hold a bigger battery just the way I have it set up. The other little one is just Velcroed in there. And the blue and white one, I've set up a little strap system to hold a full-size battery. Got those Coda Racing diff covers on the rear of that buggy, and I believe there's a Maz Designs front diff on both of these rigs. The portal axle has CVDs in it, and the other one does not. It's just running a standard set of, well, it's not standard. It's those +6mm axles with the spacers on them. Both of them are, well, nope. The blue and white's running a Maz set of wheels with 57mm Injora Chiracs, and the straight axle one is running some, I think they're 54mm Goodyear MTRs. And that's my nephew Aaron's set of wheels, and those will be put back onto his Gladiator with a different set of tires. I'm gonna put something bigger on there. I might even put like the RC 4-wheel drive, not scramblers, but the mudslingers. I have a set of mudslingers sitting here that I haven't run. I mean, I ran one of something once, and they were just too big. So we might give those to him. He might just end up with some 57s, or there's some 62mm pin tires here. Something a little bigger than what he was running. I noticed that he was really struggling in the rocks. Well, he's 6, so he doesn't have a ton of finesse when it comes to this, but he's still driving it and trying, and he just kept getting diff hung and all kinds of hung up. So the other boys got, they're running about a 56mm Chirac on their rigs, and they both have new sets of wheels that I took out of the fleet, and just they're going to go into their rigs. So yeah, good times. Was over at my mom's earlier. Went over and I wanted to do a couple of things over there myself. She's doing some painting, and I need to cut in some trim for her, and then I worked in the shop for a little bit, just tinkering around, working on making a bumper for my LC80 still. I kind of dropped that project by the wayside, and I'm getting back into it. I got my posts made, and I just need to braze up the bumper itself to the uprights, and it'll all bolt right into place. So, like I said, super tiny tires on this dude right here, and so I had the winch handy, and I just went ahead and hooked up with the winch and just give it a little bit of tension, and I think I dropped it like spun out of my hand, so I had to retension, and then we'll get it right there. Retention, and here we go. Coming loose. And boom, boom, and then just, once you're to the spot, just get the winch off of it, and then go ahead and let yourself sit there and get ready to go on your next go. So I really love the look of both of these rigs individually. Like if I saw either of them on a shelf, I'd be like, oh yeah, those look great. Obviously we're getting some paint scratch underneath. We all know that, in the certain setup, you're going to have your servo come up and kind of touch the inside of the cliffhanger body, and it is what it is. You can kind of see that reddish looking thing. That was probably a Sharpie marker instead of black paint, and then the silver is probably, or that silver dot is probably just scratched through, and you're looking down at the top of the white servo hand there, I think. So yeah, getting ourselves into all kinds of not super great positions. And flippity flop, got her right back over onto the tires, luckily. And we're just going to try to slow creep our way out of here and just, find a different route. We're in here pretty deep, picking some gnarly lines that really don't. You definitely much bigger tire lines, that's for sure. So right here, man, I get that thing so jammed up. I was a little concerned. But it came through, and, a little scratch on the glass is probably all you're going to get, is a little scratch on the passenger side window there. So, great times, right? Having fun. And these rigs are looking sweet. Like I said, individually, each one just looks, great. They're both, the striped design. It's kind of like, it was super easy to lay out the lines for it, and had already done the blue and white one when I did the black one, and so kind of changed the way the body looks as far as how high it's cut around the hood area and the rear deck lid area. Like there's not a big trunk hanging down there. There's not a lot of space, although the blue and white one is a little different. It has room for the headlights and room for the taillights on the rear of it, as far as like the stickering kit that they have with them. Man, lately when I've been doing voiceovers, I get the yawns. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe that's good. Maybe it puts you guys to sleep, and then the whole video plays while you're asleep. And maybe if you set it up on repeat, man, I might start hitting some numbers out here, folks. But yeah, I really appreciate all your viewership. Each and every one of you is contributing to, you are the algorithm. People say, I got to figure out the algorithm. Well, the algorithm is your audience, and you are my audience, and I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for tuning in as always. I couldn't do it without you. I wouldn't do it without you. What would be the point? Maybe show a buddy some video of a truck, but I got lots of buddies that have videos of trucks, and they don't all have YouTube pages. So, if you like this content, please subscribe, share it, watch it again, show it to your grandma, show it to your nieces and nephews and whoever's involved. I try not to have any cussing while I'm doing a voiceover, I try to be real cognizant of, hey, this could be playing with kids in the room. Even though I don't call it made for children content, I don't push it out into the stream that way. Because what I found was if I'm doing that, then what ends up happening is it just goes to a different audience. You don't get as much reach if you make your content and say, yes, made for children. I mean, just be smart about your content as far as what you're saying in it. I mean, if you want viewers, if you don't, then just say whatever you want. Put whatever, kind of music you want in there and play it at full blast. So people, as soon as they turn it on, they have to turn down the volume. I mean, I see it every day on videos where people are just, where like I go to watch the video because it looks cool, and then the sound is so disturbing. And I'm not saying, they're like, raw death metal, but it can be any music. And if it's just too voluminous, if it's too loud, it turns your viewers off, man. Just because you like your music at full blast all the time doesn't mean your viewers are, and that's who you have to make content for, unless you don't care about your viewership at all and you think you're just going to get away with just putting whatever you want on here and not caring about having viewers. Hey, then whatever, full blast from the past, get crazy with it. But I find that tone goes a long way when making these videos, and I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on the fact that I'm not full volume, I'm not yelling and or screaming. It's pretty even keeled kind of thing, man. You're just talking to the audience, and I'm just filling the time so that you don't really have dead air. I don't have any notes sitting next to me. I don't have any agenda when I start talking. I literally just sit down, and this video's almost 20 minutes long, so I'm filling a lot of space here with nothing. I'm just talking to you, blah dee blah dee blah. I love those Maz Designs flag stickers, the red, white, and blue MDs. It's super sweet. And that one's all, kitted up. She's all mazzed out. She's got the rocker panel stickers and the Mazzy made rear tail light sticker up there. And you got Maz Designs mini logo MDs all over this thing. You got 2 side windows, 1 rear window, 3 on the hood. Get her done. And this is just a technical line over here with the leaf litter, and I think some dirt blew in onto the course recently, and I made this in a C10 the other day. That's less built than this rig, and for some reason I just can't find that line, so I'm out. I'm just gonna go, all right, bypass. Rubicon bypass. Take it. Yep. Sorry, got a controller in the way there, people. But yeah, we just man, it gets dark fast. It doesn't take but a minute, and it just comes down on you, and I keep forgetting to have my headlamp with me outside, and that would make a little bit better video quality. I would be looking right at the truck with the headlight going, and that's a nice left turn right there. You just put the body against that rock and just keep cranking her left, and she just U-turn. Yeah, I love it. So just coming out the easy way there. Didn't want to get too jammed up on the other truck. And they all just meet back to the same spot anyhow. So doesn't really matter. I think that truck's going to get a set of purple wheels as well. The black one probably looked pretty sick. I mean, it looks really sick, all murdered out. Black on black on black. With the white stripe in there. Unless when Maz comes back out with another set of wheels, when he gets another production run of wheels done, maybe I'll get another set of black wheels for it. I really like the double stars. But I really like the offset of the Enduro wheels. So, I have two different offsets of Maz wheels, and I like the first ones. I think I like the first ones more. I don't know. I need to look closer and, like I'm not going to change anyone's opinion on what wheels they're having made, but I don't know. I don't need a big deep dish wheel and all of that. I like it to have a little bit of outbound action. We're putting wheels and tires on these things. We're trying to widen them up a little bit. I mean, not like some people are where they're widening them. Like 25, 30 millimeters out there, just cray. Super 8s are about it. The X15, which is a 7.5 widened axle set. That's still pretty wide. You start getting into gates and whatnot, and everybody's like, oh, well, I like a narrow gate. No, I don't need a wide gate. Well, dude, if you want a wide gate, get a 10th scale. It's like super technical to have these tiny trucks and to have a narrower gate, 6.5, 7 inches. Maybe even as much as 8 if you're really into like a class 3 or an unclassed rig setup. Once again, it still comes back to that fact that even, we had a conversation about it the other night on a live. I heard, there's people talking and people inputting in the chat and all that. And it's like, nobody can come up with nobody wants to agree. Everybody wants to, well, at my house, I do this. And at my house, I do that. And at this, and man, sure would be nice if we could have like a competition where everybody's involved, and you could have like a end of the year comp. Well, yeah, it would be nice, but if one house is running 6-inch gates all year and another house is running 7-inch gates all year, who's the winner, who's the loser? Is the guy that built the truck that's going to go through the 7-inch gates going to make it through a 6-inch gate? Probably not. And like everybody says, a 6-inch gate, man, you know how narrow that is? You know how hard it is to like get any kind of little action through the gate, any misstep. Like, I mean, watch how the tire, I'll just push a little bit towards driver up. Maybe it wasn't this scene, but there was a scene like towards the end here where you can just see that the truck just barely slips as it's coming off of something. And I mean, I had the worst time at the Gauntlet with that, where I was just, my tires didn't have inserts in them, and it just made that I wasn't used to thinking to ask for the winch at the right spot. And, there's definitely a need for it, especially when they did the gentleman's comp. It was really neat to watch all the winching that went down. And it's a lot easier when you're not under the pressure of the clock, like no clock seems to really make the competition more technical. Like you have to really pick your lines wisely and use your winch smartly and stay hooked up rather than just saying, okay, I'm good, like figure it out. Are you really good, or do you really need some more tension still held on that winch? But it's all fun. So I just hope that everybody's out there having a good time. I know I'm having a good time, and like I said before, I appreciate each and every one of you. It's super fun, and I love doing it, and I like building them, and I like driving them, and I like the fact that I have a really cool course in my yard. It'll be here for years to come. So, like I said, hope y'all doing great, having a great November so far. Cardboard Crawlers, out.